I grew up in East Germany, in a really small village, and I had a little studio in the basement of my parents, in the house of my parents, and yeah, I tried to be a producer, but I think it was worse. But yeah, I mean, I listened to hip-hop music since '91. And I was a DJ, then producer, then I built my own studio after I quit my jobs, and I had no job, and I stayed in the house of my parents without nothing for half a year, and it was quite difficult because, yeah, you know, they spoke to me like, Orlan, you need to find a job, you need to do something with your life, and I said, oh, I want to do music, I want to run a label, I want to do artworks, and I'm not interested anymore in this kind of life and in the way of life to do some regular job, and I mean also music is a regular job, but I was carpenter, and then I learned a job, I was barber, and I like it, but it was really not my way, and I felt not good, and I was sometimes some kind of depressive because it was not what I want to do, and it was not my output of creativity. So without money and without any strong background, I tried to run a label. I created some tapes with friends of mine. We did some weird instrumental, abstract, experimental instrumental stuff, crazy things, and some German raps on it, but nothing serious. We did some tapes, and then I decided to leave my hometown for a while to find my way. Then I contact some record labels to see if they're interested to do some compilations. I thought I have good experience in music, so I can find some artist and I can collect some good compilations for them. I don't know, was strange. They can do it by themselves, but I tried. So I contacted some labels, and it was really funny because most of them, they're interested in the concept to mix electronic with hip-hop, also abstract hip-hop vocals with electronic music. I mean, it was, I think it was 2002, so it was not so famous like now. So now everybody's doing electronic hip-hop and everybody is rapping over electronic instrumental stuff, but it was quite new and people are interested. And one guy, he took me serious. He was really, I don't know, maybe it was our feeling to each other was really nice. So it was the guy, he runs HHVDE, is a big music mail order in Europe, but in 2003 it was the beginning, so it was more like a record store and mail order, but not so heavy like now, not with so much items and clothing. And he said, yeah, I'm down, Gordon, I'm interested, I will help. So he, of course, invests some money in the beginning for the first 2 records, and then it worked out really well. The second compilation was successful, and we had enough background to say, okay, we don't need to invest so much money, it's some kind of circulation in investments, and the label can stay by yourself. But yeah, that was the beginning, quite simple. I had my experience with other labels. I worked for labels from Miami like Botanica de Hivolo, Beta Bodega, a bit for Merck Recordings. It's an old IDM electronic label. Machine Drum had his first release on Merck Recordings. Also 40 Wings, they released on Merck. And I had experience, and I wasn't ready in 2004, 2005. I did a lot of mistakes between artists. I went too fast on top. I went too fast to realize my ideas and my project. So I was not fair every time to the artist. So I learned a lot, and the experience formed me also. And now it's different. I'm more serious. Let's say maybe more nice. Still straight, but let's say more relaxed. And the name, maybe it's also interesting to explain the philosophy of the name. It's nothing. Also, we were sitting in this basement in the house of my parents, and a friend of mine and me, we were thinking, okay, what can we do? I mean, I love the moon, for example. I feel every time close to the moon. I don't know, some kind of energy. I like the night. I'm not so the day walker. I'm not so the guy hanging out the whole day in parks or something like that. I'm not so into it. I love to work in the night. I love to stay in the night. I'm not a party guy, but I like the night, and that's why my close relationship to the moon. And the idea was to stay on the moon and to watch to the earth and to see, okay, what's going wrong, what is good, what is not good, and what can we change to do it better, and to stay on the moon and to see everything from upstairs, to reflect ourselves. That's why project. It isn't project because we can't do it. It's just a dream, some kind of philosophy, but that's why we call it project. But then the circulation of moon and earth, and that's why project Mooncircle. To see everything more far from our place, from our living, to recognize ourselves. That's the name of that's the philosophy. Yeah. We started with hip-hop music, not really traditional. I don't know, most of the people speak to me, yeah, I like the traditional side of Mooncircle, but I don't know what they see. I mean, it's everybody can imagine his own thing of the label, but for me the label is definitely not traditional. It's from the beginning abstract, experimental, strange sometimes, instrumental, vocal, jazz. We're really open-minded. Robert Koch is totally different to Long Arm, for example. We released some traditional things, maybe 40 Wings. I don't know, can I say traditional? Maybe they will kill me. Maybe they will kill me and say they're traditional. No, they're not traditional. I don't know. Electronic hip-hop label. Now more into wonky glitch. We run our sub-label, and the Project Squared for dubstep techno music. Finest Ego is more for the beat stuff, future bass. Yeah, wonky glitch. Yeah. I think the biggest problem to run a serious label, or to start to run a serious label, the biggest problem was myself. I wasn't ready, so I was sometimes not on point, I was lazy, too much dreams, too much energy, sometimes for nothing. So I started, but I was confused every time. I was scared. We need to do more. We need to change. We need to bring more artworks into it. More people need to be involved, but you can't involve so much people if you can't pay them. That's for sure. I mean, you can run the label with friends. You can meet people, but at the end, everybody wants to get paid. That's the other side of the business. And but it's not my business. It's still not my business. I mean, okay, everybody needs to pay their rents and bills, and it's important. But at first, the feeling, the music is my priority. Is still my priority. So if someone, for example, come to me and let's release something. What is your offer? This is for me really a reason to quite a conversation, to say, okay, what is my offer? I can release something with you, but I don't pay you at the moment, because now we need to build something. Maybe he's unknown, for example. You need to work hard, and you need to also to invest a lot of time, energy and money to build something. So if someone wants to get paid in the beginning, it's for me a reason to say, I don't know, what can I do? Maybe you should find a job or something like that. Music is hard, the market is hard, and you don't have time to waste your time, not enough time, and I also have not enough time to waste it, so maybe that's that. And it was hard to realize or to find the middle way between business and feeling to the music. And it's still hard, for sure. We have a lot of crazy discussions sometimes. I mean, you can't meet every time good people, and every time I'm also not a good human at all. I mean, I'm also sometimes strange, I'm not fair, I'm just human, you know, but to find the right way, to find the best solution between a relationship, let's say partnership, that's the main thing, I think, to run a label, to find the best solution between very serious business things and maybe a friendship. Because I'm also, if you work together for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years with some artists, we work together like 7 years. It's normal to have a friendship, and then it's easier, really. Most people say, oh, friend business, but no, it's not true. I really think it's good to have a friendship, because then you know each other better, and then you can also realize, okay, why he react in this way, why he think in this way, why we have this kind of problem right now. So it's easier. If you know each other, then you can expect more, and it's easier to work. So that's why I tried to be to be friendly in the beginning when I met new people, but they realized I'm complicated. But most of the people are complicated, so whatever. I think this is one big part of the label, that people like the label, maybe because it's human. It's sometimes strange, sometimes close, sometimes with a lot of distance, cold, warm, lovely, not nice. People like me. It's normal. But I think if you try your best to bring a lot of good things of your natural way of life also into your work, into your love to music, that's the best way. I also download illegal, for sure. When I see something that's coming up, a new release, then I search for it in the web, and I download it first, the illegal thing sometimes, and then I buy the record when I like it. If I not like it, if I'm not into it, then I don't buy the record. And I know, but I download it illegal, okay, but I like it. That's why I have no problems. I was speaking to Pavel yesterday. I mean, his English is really crazy, and my English is also not on point, but he can't speak any English word. But we try to get on this point that he's downloading illegal, for example, every time. And whatever, I mean, everybody wants to listen to music, and the market is still, that's my experience, is still strong enough to get some money and to sell some records, you know, to also, if you're good, you can live from this kind of music, for sure. But when artists drop their songs and music for free, great. Also Bandcamp, do some donation or whatever, good. People want to listen to music, so don't do it so complicated. Spread the music, listen to it. That's the point. I mean, I'm sad if we can't do any vinyls anymore. That's sad, because I like to have something in my hand, to feel something, to smell something, the plastic, you know, the vinyl. It's amazing, but even if we lose the CD, whatever, but vinyl is important. Maybe it's because of my age. Yeah, maybe. Young people, they don't give a fuck, but I need it. I'm addicted to vinyl. I'm still a vinyl selector. I still buy vinyl. I still do DJ sets with vinyl. Not when I'm on tour, it's okay. I like this digital, technique to play MP3s from vinyl and all that. I like it. It's good. When you're on tour, it's amazing. But when I'm at home, I want to listen to the record. And if I feel one track, and just one track is good, and the whole album is maybe not so strong, I still will buy the vinyl because of the track. I want to have it in my home. So free downloads, for example, perfect. People want to listen to music and they can do it. We do free downloads every time with new releases. 2 free downloads for sure, from 8 tracks, 2 are for free. I mean, I don't know what the artist's thinking, but the main important thing is to get the music to a lot of ears on this world. That's the main point. They can do money after their 3rd, 4th release, when they are grown also with each other, when they're also when the production is more on point, for example. But the young generation, most of them, they're quite new. They started with producing 2006, 2008, 2009. I mean, it's also a long time ago, whatever. Shit. But you know, it's okay. For young generation, I don't think they need to do business. They can release the music for free, and people can pick when they like it, if they like it. It's great that we have platforms like SoundCloud, Facebook, Bandcamp. It's perfect. Everybody can release his own music, and everybody can listen to it, and it's perfect. I really like it. But it's too much. It's really too much. And labels, they will exist also in 3-5 years, I'm sure, because they select music. They select good music, and we have still some people that just buy records because of the label. We have also listeners that go into the record store and they check the record, new project Mooncircle, zack, and they buy it. The label is a selection, the label is a platform, the artist is the face of the label. It's strange to bring the label in such a bad position, but it's true. The label is the platform, the artist is everything. Because the music comes from the artist, and the label just work, let's say, do the whole things around the artist, videos, promotion, manufacture of the physical copies, digital handling, all the stuff. This is all label work. Most of the artists, they know nothing about it, most of them. And that's why if someone just uploads his music on Bandcamp, I like it, it's dope. But it's hard for the people to select. I mean, for example, I'm on SoundCloud. When I take a bath, then most of the time I listen to SoundCloud. That's the way how I found Long Arm. I was listening to SoundCloud, and I listened to some incoming tracks on our label, and It's so much shit on it, I'm sorry, but I need to skip the whole time. And I listen to it, but sometimes after 3 seconds, you need to skip. It's really, it's not good enough. And that's maybe the problem what we have in the future is to select, and people get overloaded every time. They're overloaded every time because they don't know, okay, what can I do to listen to music, you know. And that's why it's so easy for huge big labels like Stone's Throw or Warp Records. They grab one artist and they do such a hype around him that people just listen to this shit. You can go everywhere and everybody's listening to Flying Lotus. But is Flying Lotus good? I don't know, I mean, he's good, he's not bad, but he did nothing new. I mean, it's cool, he's talented, of course. But he lives from a great market strategy. He was on point with his sound. But come on, I really listened to stuff like his music in 2000, and for example in Spain, they had producers like El Chavo or Habitat. They did this kind of sound in 2000, 2003 easily. So nothing was new. Nothing was born and created in Los Angeles, for example. But the hype is so strong that people, I mean, it's every time the same. It's like with Michael Jackson. It's a huge, I mean, he's really, he created something new, that's for sure. Let's say Quincy Jones created something new, but he was unique. And it's cool. But what I don't like is the hype shit. If you do too much hype about one artist, we don't do it. I mean, we have also Robert Koch and he plays on our shows, but we don't push him every time on the label. We don't post every time. In any ways to other artists, yeah, Robert Koch. No. What the fuck? He's talented, he's creative, he's on point, and he's a great musician, but the whole hype thing destroyed the whole scene, for my example. And everybody's talking about Flying Lotus. You can't imagine how much people there sit in the basement and do music, and they're ways better than Flying Lotus or Robert Koch. Sorry, but that's for sure. So the hype thing is good, but come on, let's split attention. Give some attention to other people, give attention to unknown new acts. Yeah. So that's why I like the new way of the music industry, but I also hate it. And of course I'm a hater. That's for sure. When I don't like something, and if I feel something goes wrong and something is not fair, then I speak about it, and then also I try to get in front of it, because it's too much. You know? For example, the LA scene, they represent their own stuff every time, bam. Okay, they grab some other labels, but just for the digital market, and they post something, but then LA, you know? Fuck it, come on. LA is not the world, and people need to realize, you know? In this kind of music, I just talk about bass, instrumental stuff, the new wonky glitch things. The world is big. The world is big.